Okay, guys.
We were like, I had in my head we were making banana bread together during the pandemic and like growing kale like everybody
Wait,
else.
we're definitely not growing kale. Just stop it.
Speak for
That is the trash
yourself.
leaf.
Oh my
That is the trash
God.
leaf. No more kale talk.
I just picked
No.
blueberries this morning. I'm going to show you the kitchen of not my house, but a house where I am living right now.
Of course you did.
I don't know. So with each of your shows, all of you have been very important supporting characters in the Marvel films, but now you were all at the top of the call sheet, headlining your own shows. I'll start with Lizzie, and I'm going to call you Lizzie because you told me in a previous interview I could call you Lizzie. Lizzie, what was that experience like for you to go from being, having your specific scenes in your movies to being there every day, top of the call sheet, lead of the show?
I think the first thought of it was felt like intimidating because more specifically that we were moving these larger than life characters onto a television screen, and I think that idea freaked me out. And then once that was the initial feeling, but once I spoke with Jack Schaefer, our showrunner and creator, I guess, yeah, showrunner. I feel like we did use those proper terms in our sets, but
No.
but head writer Jack really understood my character and her history, specifically with Paul and her own experience in just like all of the Marvel movies. And I, in my brain, just because I was trying to grasp at anything, was creating these inner arcs in between movies just to hold on to something. And she pulled all those thoughts out of my brain and put them on the screen. Because I'm in England filming the new Doctor Strange. This is my fish. Or on the page. And so it was a nice opportunity. Paul and I were actually very excited to lead our show and kind of set a tone of just like fun, respect, kindness, and discipline. And I think it made us all,
Punctuality.
Punctuality. We were a very, very punctual set. No one was ever late. That is true. So I love cooking a lot. Something I've loved to cook a lot during the lockdown this year because I like making bread, but I was like annoyed that everyone was making bread for some reason. So I started making mayonnaise. There's a lot of whisking involved, but I'm really proud every time I make it because it can't separate and it's a very frustrating process. So this is my precious leftover aioli, some pickled shallots. Another thing I've loved during quarantine is anchovy toast. Might sound crazy, but I promise you, it's the best snack you can have. And it's a little fake pickled shallots. But that is, I mean, that's what you get when you get when you do get to lead in a way, you get to set the standard for everyone. And we had a really great time making our show, and there's a lot of collaboration, and it was chaos because you're going from a movie that's like a page and a half a day to 7 pages a day. It was really exhausting, but I know we had great leadership, and not talking about us, but we had other great leaders with Matt Shackman, our director, and Jack Schaefer, and so it was a great opportunity. We got some hummus, we got tomato paste when you make those sauces. We have a single plant-based cookie because that's the fun superheroes get to have.
And you got to work with Kat Dennings.
Oh, yes, Mackie, I did.
Yeah.
We have blueberries and raspberries. I'm just gonna clean them out. Shoot, they really splattered. It's totally fine. You know, another thing that's fun during quarantine is cleaning all the fucking time. I think they seem fine. They're just a little schmuck.
You know?
Tom, I understand that for you, you even taught like a Loki 101 course to the creative leaders of your
We were
your
not
show.
invited.
We were not invited. Let us say,
I was very
Sebastian and I were on the lot, and we were not invited.
There was a whisper about it.
Everybody was talking about it. Tom Hiddleston gave a 6-hour symposium about
Why were we
Loki,
not invited?
and we were not invited.
We were all on the lot.
Yeah, yes, we were all on the
All
lot.
three of us
And
were on the lot.
Sebastian and I, they made us work. They scheduled one of our biggest scenes so we could not sneak out and crash the Tom Hiddleston symposium.
Did you have a laser pointer or like a telescopic thing that you could point at?
I'm fresh, leftover from New Year's, bellinis, leftover from New Year's that are expired, but I never believe expiration dates, neither should you. You should always go by the taste test. We have my parsley, prepped just the way Martha Stewart told me to. Broth, pesto, because sometimes
He gave a 6-hour symposium about Loki. Go. Yes, Tom, we're listening.
There was a whiteboard. Well, let me go back. Let me go back to the beginning. So
sometimes you just need pre-made pesto. And this is my superhero drawer, you guys. Spinach, lettuce, celery, kale, broccoli, and a singular carrot.
2 hours later.
no, Infinity War was just about to come out, and the opening 3 minutes of that film felt extrememely final. And
You die. Loki dies.
yeah. And I said, well, what? How do we do that? Because they were so kind and generous, but also sort of conclusive about the way that scene was written. I think even Josh Brolin as Thanos says, "No resurrections this time." And
in this drawer, a little more exciting, we have some lemons and dill. I have a pepper. Everyone's got to have a pepper in a house. It's important. Cheese drawer. We got some British cheddar here. We've got some Parmesan, oh, who could that be?
3 hours later.
and so many. I was fielding lots of questions from the production team, and then
6 hours, Tom. 6
it
hours.
It came up in. It wasn't 6. It can't.
Symposium. 6 hours.
I'm 2 maybe.
Okay,
Like,
2 hours.
Like an hour with a Q&A.
Tom. Q&A. There was a Q&A.
Jackie.
Anyway, so
Sorry,
I said to.
Sorry. Love you. Sorry, Liz.
It's all very exciting. Butter that you spread with, butter that you cook with, eggs. I always need eggs, jams, and nut butters because peanut butter and jellies are delicious. A singular beer that will be had in February because we are currently not drinking, which makes quarantine and lockdown and this whole entire time really fun. We have these that were gifted because WandaVision came out, a TV show where I play a housewife, but I'm a superhero. Her fridge is far emptier than this fridge because her husband is a robot, so he doesn't consume foods. Let me show you my coffee. We decided to do a taste test because what else is there to do in lockdown besides trying out which form of making coffee gives you more bang for your bean. We decided that it was the Bialetti Mocha Express, so we got a big one. So we're playing around with coffee a lot. It's very fun. Pantry. I love corn nuts. Corn nuts and corn nuts, both spicy. I love these when I'm drinking cocktails. If you want to make homemade pasta, which is a horrible idea that I have now attempted twice, and it's always much better to just buy it. It's just a lot easier. Oh, anchovies. Oh my God. I've talked all this time about anchovies, and I haven't even shown you the anchovies that you have to get. Ortiz, these are the best anchovies. And they're really good with rye bread, with some of that butter. Toast it. You zest a little lemon on it, maybe the shallots, you don't have to. It's perfect. It's really delicious.
Paul, could you hold a 2-hour symposium about the ship of Ephesus, the ship of Theseus?
No, I couldn't. I just did what I always do, which is learn the lines, hope for the best.
Swing for the fence, baby.
And then we have a bunch of spices, star anise, whole cloves, cardamom, cinnamon sticks. The purpose of this entire section is for hot vodka drinks or hot toddy.
I then carried that around, so knowing that was going to happen for, I guess, 2 years, maybe 2.5 years. You just kind of, I don't know how you guys feel, you just kind of change the subject and go, I can't tell you anything. You'll have to wait and see. I know some people feel they have to tell someone, otherwise they'll tell everyone. How do you guys feel about it?
I tell everyone in my personal life, and I tell no one in the press.
You trust the people in your personal life?
Yeah, I trust them with things that happen in my life that don't get out in the press. So yes, I trust them with Marvel news. God help you if you don't. Jeez.
This is really revealing about you. Yeah, we have people in our personal life that we trust. Yeah.
Oh, that's dope, man. That's dope.
I don't think Max does. He's shocked. I feel like Sebastian would be really good at answering this question.
What?
How do you like answering questions, Sebastian?
Absolutely not. I'm very worried about any trusting whatsoever. I before this variety call, I had a conversation with Anthony where I was like, I just want to know that you'll be on this call. I can't be alone. I think I have an attachment issue now to him. Like I can't even like do this.
See,
You're like
this
the
is
little
why.
brother, and the big brother just like.
Why am I not the little brother? How do you say, Lizzie? I might be the little brother. How about that?
I think you're the big brother, and Sebastian likes to let his big brother talk so that he can just
Oh,
kind of
Lizzie, I'm
not
so
have to
happy
say
that you're
anything.
like.
I'm
I
not
love your
saying
analysis
anything
of our
else.
relationship.
I'm not like putting either of you down, by the way.
Oh, there she is
I'm
covering
just
it up.
observing and just like saying how I see it.
Lizzie, I'm just saying, if you
Nice.
ever want to meet at
Nice.
Aroma Cafe in the Valley, I'm in.
Aroma Cafe?
Is this where the therapy scene came from?
Right.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just seeing it right in live. I'm seeing it live happening in front of me.
Anyway.
You changed the trajectories of the kinds of projects you can do outside of the MCU, the amount of commitment that you have to make with your time within the MCU. How has that affected your lives professionally?
I'll answer this genuinely and not make a joke about it. What it allows for all of us is that we all have a number sign above our heads when we make independent films, and whether or not we can sell them internationally to help get financing. Because if we want to do that, it does allow us to be able to do that. So I think that's a great benefit to being a part of such a huge international franchise. Genuine.
Yeah.
That's my British kitchen. I hope everyone is staying safe. I hope everyone's healthy out there. And I hope in 2021, we all can come together and beat this thing.
The sets, the world building, could you talk about, for you guys as actors, what it's like to step onto those and have that help your performance and help you sort of believe that you have these incredible powers or these incredible abilities, you know, and sell that story? Lizzie, why don't you go first?
Oh, I was just thinking about how important my wigs are to me when you just told me this. I really, I think the wigs that I put on, whether it was for the 50s or the 70s or Scarlet Witch wig, you have like 14 wigs. It it totally it totally puts me in a funny mood, and I love it. And it's something that once I'm out of that chair, I'm like, I feel like I have my invisible cape on. like and I'm gone. And I don't mean it in any kind of like a methody way. Just it really makes me feel like for the 50s, you just everything, you just want to walk different, you want to talk different. We all felt that way in the hair and makeup trailer all the time for doing our stupid vocal warm-ups to get our voices to have the right inflection for these time periods. And so yes, there's that part of the world building. And then with specifically with WandaVision, it was kind of incredible to watch our production design team create this nuclear home that shifted based on whatever reference we were giving an homage to. And whether it was the multicam set of the Dick Van Dyke Show or the Brady Bunch, we had we had a tree, we had a plant that grew every single episode. Like no one would know, but like we got so much joy knowing that that plant was growing every decade. And then in the penultimate episode, it was like dead. It was like a dead tree. And I just love those details, and it really makes us feel like a piece of the fabric of the set. And oh God, not to mention our exteriors and like all the nights all our entire crew were doing to paint the picket fences, paint the houses different colors, get different flowers out. I mean, it was really remarkable what Paul and I got to see our crew build. It was really inspiring. And everyone's working so hard, so you need to work that hard. You need to work harder, and everyone's just lifting each other up. It's really you're working with the greatest craftsmen and women, and it makes you be better.
Friday night.
I'll text him every other day.
Okay, maybe once every 2 weeks. It wasn't
Paul
every
texts
other day.
Kevin every other day.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did.
Paul, is that true?
I was booking this trip to Greece and I had to know how much I could spend,
But that would be amazing if you ask him that, like, Kevin, I'm just on the corner of 6th and 8th, and I'm wondering.
My lockdown life in the UK.